All right, Shalom. I want to start off as always by giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Racha HaKodash, double honors unto the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. I want to send much love unto the brothers out there doing his work in truth and sincerity. And also, I want to send peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And in this lesson here, I wanted to do a response video unto this video here that was done by Glenn Beck here on YouTube. And as you can see, the title of his video reads, European Union admits terrifying truth about digital currencies. And he gives his 2 cents on this information coming out and what he thinks is going to happen in the near future. Now, I want to play this whole video in its entirety because all of it is good from start to finish. But before I play this video here, okay, I wanted to go to this piece of document here. As you can see, this is the European Central Bank official page, all right? And this portion of their page is concerning the digital euro, all right, in which Glenn Beck is going to speak about this here in this video. I'll read the bold print here. It says, a digital euro would be a digital form of cash issued by the central bank and available to everyone in the euro area. So it would be digital currency, right? As we already know, okay, we talk about this almost every week or at least once or twice a month, right? Information come out about digital currency because this is where the world is heading, okay? Now, I want to jump down here to this portion, all right, where it says what you need to know, right? It says, what would the digital euro be? The digital euro would be an electronic means of payment available free of charge to everyone. Like cash today, you could use it anywhere in the euro area, and it will be secure and private. In our increasingly digitalized society, a digital euro would be the next step forward for our single currency. It will be a single currency. Ultimately, it will be the MOTB, right? It's going to start off as those digital currencies. Ultimately, it's going to go under your skin. This is what prophecy tells us. It says, why do we need a digital euro? Currently, there is no European digital payment option that covers the entire euro area, with 13 out of 20 countries relying on international card schemes for card payments. The digital euro would be a European electronic means of payment accessible and accepted in all euro area countries. So they're going to bring everybody together, okay? Keep in mind, the prophecy says what? He calls it all. So they want to get everybody on one system and have one way, all right? This one will be all over the world. It says, how would the digital euro work? The digital euro will be stored in an electronic wallet, okay? Your own digital wallet. It says set up with your bank or with a public intermediary. It says this would allow you to make all your usual electronic payments in your local store, online, to a friend, with your phone or card, online and offline. So you'll be able to use it pretty much any and everywhere. But keep in mind, this currency is coming from the central bank, all right? And with it coming from the central bank, it's going to be rules and regulations, all right? Caps to what you can do with that money. ultimately, that's the goal. So now, it says, which stage are we at now? The preparation phase, which started in November 2023, focuses on further preparing for a potential development of the digital euro. It builds on the findings from our investigation phase. So this digital euro is getting ready to be rolled out, man, over in the UK, well, in all of Europe, all right, very, very soon. So now let's listen to this video here by Glenn Beck, man, because he made some great points, and then I get into my precept here. So here we go.
Let me start in Europe with the president of the European Central Bank, the ECB. I love central banks, don't you, Pat? Pat,
they're the best.
Sitting in for Stu again, who's just so sick. Yesterday he was vomiting from all the truffles he was eating on the couch while he's watching soap operas. Christine Lagarde, she's the president of the central bank. It's basically our Fed, and they're all the same. Here's what she said, and it's a lot of blah, 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 so I don't know how long I can take it. I'll summarize if I can't take it for 2 whole minutes, but here she is.
Nature doesn't like vacuum.
Vacuum.
And we started working on the digital euro way back. Actually, when I started my term 5.5 years ago.
Whoa.
And I'm not claiming, parentality on the digital euro, because my colleague Benoit Cœuré had already committed a speech on this matter before I arrived. But I certainly carried on with that project, and subsequently Fabio Panetta on the board, and then Piero Cipollone, who has replaced Fabio.
Okay. I can't listen to somebody who's talking about Fabio. Look, here's what she's announcing. First of all, let's remember that for years, Christine Lagarde and everybody else, both here, foreign and domestic, have said that any worry about a CBDC is just a conspiracy theory. They have silenced, they have discredited anyone who warned of the dangers of this. But now, all of a sudden, I guess we all forgot that, because now they're ready. And the stakes cannot be higher. I'm telling you, 18 to 48 months, our whole world is going to be different. They are ready to launch this now, and the stakes for privacy, free markets, and individual liberty, especially anybody who kind of likes the Constitution, they're at risk, okay? This is a really dangerous pivot that is going on right now, and I think it should fracture our alliance. Anybody who's advocating for small government, personal freedom, hey, privacy, I don't think you should be in bed and defending those who are going down the road of Europe right now. I had horrible pain in my hands. I had a hard time moving them. I could barely work with them. I couldn't write. Well, now it's completely private and nobody can stop you from using it. CBDC? That's a tinfoil hat conspiracy. We'll never do that. Why would we do that? In fact, in 2019, Mark Carney, who was the head of the Bank of England back then, he said, CBDC, you are so misguided with your fears. And he said that while he was at Jackson Hole. They have that economic symposium where all of the really cool people go to. And then they talk about things. And then when we who are not the cool people in attendance go, that sounds spooky, they go, you're just a tinfoil hat person. Anyway, that's where he made that speech, that it's just misguided. There's nothing to fear here because we are just experimenting. Oh, kind of like Mengele. I'm sorry, that was bad. Kind of like, let's say, the atomic bomb. There is nothing to the atomic bomb. We're just doing experiments. Why would you be experimenting if you didn't think it was be something that you would eventually use? So anyway, 2021, Jerome Powell, who's our central bank guy, the Federal Reserve, he said, quote, CBDCs, this is not on, I love this one, not on the immediate horizon. Okay, so you're admitting that it is on the horizon. So in 2024, Lagarde, she comes out and she told the European Parliament that CBDC skepticism stemmed from conspiracy theories, saying the digital euro is not going to be Big Brother surveillance. Remember, what a central bank digital currency can do and will do, at least over in in Europe, will be that it will track everything you buy, everything you sell, everything you make. Okay, not a problem. That's fine. I don't have anything to hide, except it can be turned off. You don't, like I can go to the bank and say, I want cash. I want my cash out. Okay. You'll be suspected of being a terrorist if you do that. What's the problem? Hey, that's freedom, baby. But you can take the cash. Okay. With a central bank digital currency, you don't own that. There's nothing to take out. They own it. The central bank and the government, they own that. So you have no place to go but through them. And if you decide, I don't really like that, they can turn your currency off. And make no mistake, that's not a tinfoil hat conspiracy. That's what's happening in China.
Right. The goal of these elites, of these central bankers, all of these guys, is to have complete control over your life. And when they can control your spending habits, your buying habits, they got you, man. This is how serious it's going to get. And Bible prophecy tell us that it's going to get that way, right? With the CHIP. This CBDC, this is just a stepping stone to that, man. You Israelite camps out there, bro, who have this crazy breakdown of the MOTB, very soon you're going to have a lot of explaining to do, okay? A lot of explaining, man. Because life as we know it is about to drastically change on all levels, okay? This is serious. You guys better go reevaluate your understanding of the MOTB, man, and take heed to prophecy. Take heed to the truth. It's only a matter of time, man, okay? Stargate is up and running. All these nations doing tests and trials on CBDCs. It's only a matter of time, man. Glenn Beck said he suspect between 18 to, 48 months, 42 months. Who knows? All right, who knows? But we can see and understand that this is right around the corner, man. And even when these CBDCs hit, it's going to trip up a lot of people, man. A lot of people. What do you mean I can't go to the bank and take some money out, take some cash out? There will be no more cash. Cash will be irrelevant, okay? Irrelevant. So, as Glenn Beck made the point, if you don't agree with it, then they can just shut off your CBDCs. And now you have access to nothing. No food, no medicine. You can't go buy anything, do anything. You need money to live in this world. They understand that. And so ultimately, to get you to fall in line, to be a good citizen, right, to their NWO, you're going to have to acquiesce to everything just to survive. This is where we're heading. Here we go.
So people have been, there's a guy, Prasad, I think his name is. He wrote a book, The Future of Money. It came out in 2018. We talked about it on the program. And he was made to look ridiculous. They were like, that's crazy. Anybody who's a libertarian, they've been talking about, you're crazy. Anybody who spoke about it on any platform during the Biden administration, they're crazy. And you were throttled or suspended because you were spreading misinformation. Okay? So I got the message. It's a farce. It's not happening. Except now they've just announced that it is happening. Okay? back in 2020, the European Central Bank said 86% of all central banks are working on this right now. Oh, okay. Then she said in 2024, there's a 2-year pilot. But now she said there's a rollout coming for digital currency from the Central Bank of Europe. So it went from conspiracy to reality in a year. Love how that works. And we're all just supposed to not notice it. Okay, so here's why this is so dangerous and something you must pay attention to. I am convinced that especially ASI is going to be a tool. Remember, like everything, even scriptures, that's a tool. It's a gift given to you if you'd like to use it. But know that powerful gift that you have can fall into the hands of somebody else, and they can twist it and use it for very powerful, nefarious purposes. That's just the written word of the scriptures, okay?
Right. And we're seeing that happening in Israel, okay? Great point by Glenn Beck. You got guys in Israel, man, who have the gift of teaching, of edifying, but their table is full of vomit. They're breaking the scriptures down wrong. And not only that, they are refusing the truth. Okay? Ultimately, it's the Most High doing it to these people, man. We can make 1,000 videos, break down the scriptures clear as day, bring out all of the Hebrew and the root words, all of that. If the Most High don't want them to get it, they're not going to get it, bro. The elect going to get it. We understand that part. But it's a lot of people in Israel who ain't going to understand this thing, bro. And they're going to take that MOTB and be condemned to a harsh judgment by Yahushua, man. So doctrine is important, okay? The right doctrine is important because it's going to lead you into the path of everlasting life's truth, man. It's going to keep you away from madness like this, all right? This is serious, man. Here we go.
It will always, everything can be used for good or bad. It depends on the people that are holding it in their hands. All right? And I really am convinced that ASI, digital currency, that's all found in the Bible. I mean, I'm in Bible territory here, specifically the last part of the Bible. These are the tools that appear very much like the tools foretold, that will be employed by the Antichrist to snuff out anyone who dares to say, I'm really not with him.
Yeah, there's no one Antichrist, man, okay? You Christians got to stop that, man. This beast system is Antichrist, if you want to say that. But there's no one Antichrist, okay? But yes, it's in the Holy Bible. Revelation chapter 13, 16. I ain't got to read it. We know exactly what it says. And we're seeing it manifesting right before our eyes, bro. This is a blessing. These are very exciting times. Very, very exciting. Right? Here we go.
Now, China has already done this. They launched in 2020 with their digital yuan. It tracks everything, and that gives you your currency, but it also gives you the currency to be somebody in good standing. If you don't do exactly what the state tells you to do, you're tracked, you're monitored, and guess who doesn't get to go on an airplane? Guess who doesn't get to take the train? Guess who can't go into certain buildings? You, because you're no longer in good standing. And it gets worse and worse and worse until you are literally living on the streets only because you disagree with the government. Don't believe me? Look it up. Now, the U.S. is not far behind. we have got to pass, and Donald Trump said he would sign it. We have got to pass legislation right now. No central bank digital currency ever in America. No digital passport ever in America.
He has bought into the sauce. Okay. In his mind, Donald Trump is anti-central bank digital currency.
Because,
excuse me, Salakia. He thinks Trump is anti, CBDCs, anti-digital IDs. He's lost. They really believe Trump is against the NWO, the Fourth Industrial Revolution. He's not. On the day of his presidency, he called into the World Economic Forum, made a speech, and he talked about AI and Stargate, right? And Klaus Schwab and his minions that was happy, smiling, clapping for him. This dude is bought and paid for, man. But he's selling this lie to these conservatives like he's against these things. And he can sign a bill all he want to. But they're going to come with a coin, okay? It might not be called CBDC. They may call it, something else. But they're coming with it, bro. These are facts.
We are already working on a digital dollar here. Europe's move is not isolated. It is a chess move. Well, they're doing it, and China's doing it, and we better do it. Otherwise, we're going to be left behind. I want to be left behind. There's going to come a time you're going to hear me. Well, you may not, because, well, you probably will. Maybe. I don't. There's going to become a time where I'm going to be like, the Amish have it right. Maybe we should all be Amish. Now, I might be just saying that in a barn with cows and people who are all dressed in black. I don't know. But there's going to come a time where I'm like, I think we should all get out of here and go the other direction. And it could be coming quickly. Because what this means for privacy, for free markets, for your individual choice is beyond most people's understanding today. But you've got to educate. Remember, I said there's going to come a time where things are happening so fast, you're not going to be able to keep up with them. You've already seen this in a good way with Donald Trump. He came in, and it's not just that he had a plan. It's also that we are using AI to find all of these things to correct. Okay? That's why Elon Musk is there. Tech support. That's what's speeding things up, and you haven't seen anything yet. So when I give you these warnings and I say, hey, you got to please bone up on it, please. Go ask Grok today. CBDC from Europe. What does that mean? What could it do? What are the good things? What are the possible bad things? I think in this case, the bad outweighs the good because it takes away any kind of privacy whatsoever and hands it directly to a government. Really bad. CBDC, central bank digital currencies, they're digital dollars or euros. And they're issued by central banks. It's like Bitcoin, except not. Here's the big difference. This will replace your cash with what are called programmable, trackable tokens. Programmable meaning, hey, we have inflation for gas, or we don't want you buying so much gas because we've got to reduce emissions. Who's an essential person that needs to go to work? Everybody who has money in their bank that's not deemed essential, you no longer can fill your tank with gas. It won't work at any gas pump, okay? That's a programmable currency. Every single transaction from buying bread, paying rent, everything is programmable by the state. Now they say, oh, there's not going to be any data access. That's a conspiracy thing. I don't believe you on the conspiracy theory anymore. You've lied and lied and lied and lied. And by the way, in Parliament, when they were talking about this, maybe in 2018, they were arguing that we can't pass any of this until it's programmable. It must be programmable. And that means the government can cap your spending, block purchases because, can't buy fossil fuels, freeze your account because you're no longer in favor with the government, and free markets die. because they have a complete monopoly on money. I don't know if you know this, but Monopoly isn't just the longest, most frustrating, most boring game ever invented. It's also a bad thing when it comes to free money, free markets. Bad. 10th Amendment, by the way, reserves the power to states and individuals. CBDCs, they centralize control. They undermine federalism. This is a betrayal of everything our republic stands for. It replaces liberty with technocratic tyranny. And if Europe embraces CBDCs, and they're still allies, I don't think they're allies to small government, freedom-loving Americans. They're not. They're not. This path puts them right directly in the path of every brutal dictator, every fascist, every German who was on stage after J.D. Vance was speaking to them that wept and said, they want freedom of speech. We don't have anything in common with them anymore because we're about to roll out a CBDC, and that will make sure that everybody only says the things we want them to say. It is no longer a conspiracy theory. Europe is rolling theirs out. A social credit system will be next.
Yep. So I want to end off here with this precept, man. This is 2 Ezra chapter 9, GNT Bible, right? Starting here at the top, it says, he answered, consider all these things very carefully, which is prophecy, right, that we're considering. When you see that some of the signs I have told you about have appeared, you will know that the time has come when Yahweh Most High will bring judgment on the world he has created. And that judgment is at the doors, man. It says, there will be earthquakes, national rebellions, international intrigues, unstable leaders, and confused rulers, right? And we're seeing this right now, bro. It says, when you see these things happening, you will know that they are what Yahweh Most High had spoken about since the beginning of creation. The beginning and the end of everything that happens in this world are clear, right? The beginning and the end is manifesting itself, man. It says the same is true in the world above. Wonders and miracles show the beginning of events, and mighty signs show when they end. So we're right there, man. We're right there, bro. I pray you brothers and sisters out there are taking this truth serious, that you're working on yourself, man, that you're praying. Get your spirit together, bro. Get your spirits right, man. In due time, this stuff is going to manifest, all right? And it's going to be hell on us, as the scriptures foretell. But hey, as Paul said unto the brothers out there, he said, through much tribulation shall we enter to the kingdom of the Most High. So in order to get the kingdom, we got to go through this stuff, bro. You know, this is what's written. But hey, man, the Most High going to make a way, all right? And that's the hope. So, Lord, when those edifying, I'll praise you, how by Shema Shai, by Shem Chakodash, Shalom.